Today we switching things up a little bit as I'm gonna bring three stocks to you guys today. Not one, but three. While everybody was focused on big tech, a massive shift was happening over in the critical mineral space. And I had my eyes on rare earth as they were slowly drifting back on everybody's radar. Now we talking about the materials from fighter jets to EVs to robotics, even down to AI and data centers. And right now we already know that US is on a mission to break the monopoly on domestic production between rare earth, precious metals. Y'all see how silver and gold is going stupid right about now. But the three stocks that I'm covering is USAR, CRML, and IMSR. Now these picks right here, like I say, they're your infrastructure plays for the new American supply chain. Now, if you're in the Discord community, everybody eats, then you guys are aware on January 3rd, I made that alert about IMSR. We actually been watching this stock since, I guess you could say, maybe mid to end November, after it ran up as high as 30 something dollars when it was the ticker symbol HOND. And as you see right here, IMSR was trading around $6.53. And roughly a few days later, on January 7th, I said how it sucked. I overlooked CRML on Monday around that $8 area, although it was holding the 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame. And we all know about that 200 on the 4-hour. The reason being was USAR was looking good as it was sub 12 at one point, and at this time, it went as high as like $18 in just the amount of few days. And then 2 days later, here I am officially looking at CRML and IMSR, bringing me to USAR on December 3rd, which, mind you, we've been trading this stock since around this $14, $15 range. I guess you could say maybe midsummer, probably late August, early September 2025 in this area. But I had told them in December that USAR really looks good at these levels as it has pulled all the way back into the golden zone and now testing the 200 MA on the 2-hour time frame. There I go with the 200 MA. But to my day one folks, anybody in the Discord, y'all know how it is with that golden zone. We held the golden zone right here around that $11.45, $12 area. Came up 2-hour time frame. As I said, we were testing at 200 MA right in this area right here around that 14.15. Bada bing, bada boom. You can see that area right there. And not even 24 hours. I mean, okay, I'm capping a little bit. It was probably 21 hours. But the next day on December 4th, USAR was on fire as it closed at $17.48. Now, if you want these alerts here in real time before I'm able to edit these videos, upload them, and get them out to you guys and all that, hit the link in the description to join the Discord. We actually have a few free slots left, so tap that link. But you also can follow me over on X or Twitter, where I post what I see in the market. I post charts. Once again, a couple of free slots for everybody. Each Discord community, early access to some of the YouTube content, access to know what videos is actually on the way. You see the gains. But again, you also see if I'm looking at certain stocks, certain sectors. Like yesterday, I mentioned about the rare earths. Also mentioned early how I was actually looking at USAR, and then I added IMSR to the list. So again, follow your boy over on X for these alerts, or just subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get to these charts. So first up, we got ticker symbol USAR, which is USA Rare Earth Incorporated. And this here is like your vertical integration king, because they are the mine to magnet play. And they not like your other companies that just dig dirt. USAR is building the full pipeline. They got an extraction in Texas and magnet manufacturing in Oklahoma. They recently accelerated their production timeline for the round top deposit by 2 full years. When the mining company moves faster than expected, the market notices. And as you see right here, we got a demand zone around this 1645. I'm going to change that later on. Matter of fact, no, we can change this in real time. That'll be our golden zone. We got this 1792 as a support. So 1792 for me, basically 18 should act as an area of support. Line in the sand is around this 19. That's how we're going to run this. 2050 as you see, but also we got to get above this trend line. We get above this trend line right about here. We are possibly looking good. You see yesterday's wick top around that 2153. If I was to go to the daily time frame, so you guys see once we actually reclaim that 2153, get above that, or even get above this trend line, give us something in the sense of here, come there, hold the trend, get into this sniper fair value gap. Even if we were to do something like this, don't mind my drawing, and then go up and continue higher, fine and dandy. But ideally, we want to get above that trend line, meaning that overhead resistance for me is obviously around that 2150. But keeping it simple, keeping it G, we got the 2050, 2150 trend line right there. All my day ones, look at this moving average right here on USAR. The 21 is respecting that 200. I mean, to a T. That looks so good. Let's remove this drawing. Yeah, that right there look good. That looks very, very good. Double bottom around that 12. Y'all already see what time it is. So we just gonna watch for volume on ticker symbol USAR and see if we can break above that 2150 to head towards, I guess you could just say 2024, cycle level of 25, and then continue on higher. All right, next up, we got ticker symbol CRML. CRML is like the Greenland powerhouse, and they got a Saudi connection. That right there is one catalyst booster because we already know what's going on in regards to us in Venezuela, but now us in Greenland. But they own the Tambreeze project in Greenland, which is one of the largest rare earth deposits in the world. They also just signed a massive joint venture with a Saudi conglomerate to build a processing facility, a huge de-risking event for them. Plus, with the recent price target hike to about $20 from analysts, they saying smart money starting to chase this thing. And as you see, we came up here, held this little pennant I drew up yesterday, doing yesterday's price action. As we held up in this sniper fair value gap, mind you, on the daily, but we technically went to 1924, not once but twice. Almost tried thrice. We got this area right here of resistance around that cycle level of 18. However, sticking with supports, we kind of got to go to the lower time frames. And what I have for support on the lower time frame is once we had this ride up, we consolidated sideways around this 1326, went into this 1668 resistance, came down. Sniper fair value gap at one point right in this area was a problem zone that we stayed beneath. Came down, held 1326, ran up, went into that area there. So what I'm looking at is if we were to come down, let's say reject off this overhead resistance right here, not only in the sniper fair value gap that you see right now on this red candle in the pre-market, but also this 1668. If we stay beneath this area here, and then we come back and lose this pennant, that's where we want to see 1326 hold. Mind you, the reason why I have so many lines in the sand is because, as you see on the weekly time frame, we had this whole area right here of illiquidity. And then even if I were to, it's just barely any trading volume. However, this right here does help because it filled up the void that we had right here. So going to a daily time frame, you can see we had this massive daily, I mean, just wick rejection right here of that. What area is that? That's that 1668. And we had support around this $9 zone. I just wanted to catch this whole move. But once again, on the daily time frame, we got red candles, but we still went up higher. Peep game on that. That's one weird factor. Secondly, when we came down, like I had stated, there we go right about there. So if we were to go back to that 4-hour time frame, as you can see right here, we are now beneath that 21 SMA, which I do not like, as we were above it for a little bit. We lost it, we reclaimed it. If we cannot reclaim it today on the 4-hour time frame, that is slightly ugly for me. And then going down to the 1-hour time frame, we actually lost it there, and now we're rejected and going down in the lower trend, making lower highs and also lower lows for right now. But we are coming into the 200 SMA on that 1-hour time frame. So with a name like this, especially with those moves and what I showed you with this whole line in the sand area all down here, you want to be cautious and don't chase any green candles and just wait for the retest of certain levels or these prior levels down below. Oh, and this looks so good in the pre-market. This thing is not gonna wait for us, and that right there is just I would say too bad, too sad. But any pullback, especially if we were to get a pullback like this on Terrestrial Energy Incorporated, meaning down back to the top of this pennant and then up like that, oh, that's gonna be so gorgeous. What I like about this one here is how we're on a 4-hour time frame, and as you see, we came up in here, we hit the bottom of that pennant, held the top of that golden zone. Actually, let me give you guys a little bit more reference. So as you can see here, We came down from those highs, like I had stated back when I showed you guys in the Discord, from around 21 bucks down to the golden zone, down into this 1045 area, sniper fair value gap. Golden zone tried to hold, lost it here, lost it, came to the golden zone, reject. If you look on the daily, this actually is an illiquid area. 4 hour in an overnight session, you've seen that it's not. But right here on the daily chart, we have a nice gap. However, we held up, reject on the bottom of this pennant, came down, held that golden zone, which is also where we held back here. Held on top of the sniper fair value zone right here, fair value gap. We held over that also right there. Now reject that pennant, but also when we reject there, peep game, when we reject the pennant in here around this 970, that's this area right here. So my support on IMSR, if we were to come down hard, would be 970, would be my support, or even that psychological area of 10. But as you can see in the pre-market, we are now at 1210 above this 1204. So if we can stay above 1204, my next target roughly, I believe, is 1260 or so. We could get to 1260 if I'm not mistaken, 1275. Then that's where we got 1330 as our ultimate next target. Reclaim 1330. Now we have movement maybe towards 15, maybe towards higher, but I don't have any price targets or nothing like that for you guys. And if the nuclear sector continues to heat up, like they said yesterday, you guys in the Discord, you know, we had a catalyst booster dealing with Trump pushing the nuclear sector like OCLO, SMR, uranium. Any of those right now are being a benefactor of this thing. So the bottom line, with domestic production, the narrative isn't a trend. It's strategic and it's necessary. USAR, CRML, and IMSR, they are all sitting at a make or break level on the chart, which we've seen. And I'm going to be monitoring these in real time. So again, the Discord link is down below in the description, but also you can follow your boy on Twitter or just hit like and subscribe to this channel. But appreciate you guys for watching this video. Much love. We out.